Tannenwald from Philadelphia Inquirer. Paul, since you brought it up, with the hurricane and everything that this team has gone through in the last week and a half, how much fuel has that put on the fire for this team, and is there still a little bit of anger left that's making them fire you guys tomorrow?
You know, it's nice to come in as the underdog. You know, when you have our record, we thought we wouldn't be the underdog, but I think with what's gone on with McCall getting injured and you know, the hurricane and the home game getting moved, and you know, I think we've convinced everybody it's the world against us, and that's the way we're approaching the game, and it will be like that, I think, in the cauldron of fire come Saturday afternoon, and I think the players are ready for it, and something they're looking forward to. I mean, I'm happy Portland's in the final, to be honest with you. I think it makes it better for, you know, for the whole league and worldwide audience to see what the crowd really like in America and what atmosphere we can bring to a winning soccer game. And, I think both teams are really looking forward to playing each other. There's some great matchups on the field, but yeah, I mean, I think we've gone through a lot the last week, and you know, Tuesday was tricky for us. We got rid of our jitters. We had a lot of jitters, I think, on Tuesday, and the preparation for Tuesday wasn't as good as it could have been due to the, you know, the weekend. We trained in pouring conditions, windy conditions in North Carolina, so we were grateful to get out on Sunday afternoon, and the plane journey was rough, to say the least. The first half an hour up in the air, and everybody was grabbing seats. We were the only people on the plane, so we were grabbing seats and holding on. But we made it here, and I think the extra preparation of being in Portland in the hotel and being around the field has helped us, and now we're looking forward to the game.
Okay, next question in the front.
Hi, Paul, Steph Young, Stars and Stripes FC. So, speaking of the hurricane and all the, I guess, media hoopla around it, you retweeted something that said that called NWSL media lazy and whiny. What was your intention in doing that? And do you
Yeah, I'm not
think
going to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the football team. You want to talk about that? That's great.
Do you think the media has treated North Carolina unfairly this season?
I have nothing to say about it, to be honest with you. I want to talk about football. You want to talk football? I'm in. All in.
Okay.
Okay, for the next question, the second row.
It's nothing to do with the final.
Hey, Coach. John Haller, Equalizer. Any time that we have an opportunity to talk to your players, they speak about the faith and the trust that they have in you. And I'm just wondering, when you came into this team, obviously things weren't at a high point in the club, and how did you establish that? What has kind of led to that relationship that you enjoy with your players?
Yeah, I think the culture part is huge, you know. It's a lot of buzzword in soccer these days, is culture, you know. I think if one thing is living it for, you know, just during the season, but I think it's living it all the time, whether it's off the field, on the field, in hotels, in the airport, whatever it is. And I think there's a great trust amongst the group. You know, you don't get good timber in a place where there's not a strenuous environment. You need a strenuous environment to get good timber, and that's the trees you want, and that's how you build. You need deep roots, and I think we've got really good deep roots. We've been together for 3 years. I think it's built over those 3 years. We've been able to add good pieces like Merritt and Crystal Dunn, obviously, and Sullivan, and these players, and they've come in. And no matter where they've come from, they kind of just got on board and understand what it's all about, and the philosophy. And you know, we don't talk about championships, we don't talk about points, we don't talk anything, but you know, we want to play like champions. We want the performance to be like champions. We want to think like champions. We want to think those things that are important for a professional player. And I think for me it was easy when I first came in. It's just making it fun for them again. I think it wasn't fun when we first came in, and that's really what we started with. And now the evolution of the team has been unbelievable, really, over the 3 years to see. You know, I don't know if you want to go from, you know, Merriman to Jaylene Hinkle to Lynn Williams to Abby Dalcamper to Sammy Muir, so the list goes on and on, the improvements that they've made and what they've put in. And I think, you know, the older players like Jess Mack and Kiwi and McCall have been huge, and I think educating the players how to be a professional, because you know, when we got it there, they were all 22, and you know, there was a mishmash of players, and some of them were not professionals at that time, and now I think looking 3 years back, they'd all tell you that too, and they've grown and grown and grown. And you know, these moments is what you need. You need these type of moments, these type of championships to get better. Otherwise, they never get over that nervousness or that feeling of being under pressure. And I think it's good to be under pressure. I think, you know, teams do well under pressure and should have a little bit of pressure on if the athletes want to get better. And we talk about pressure a lot, and we talk about, you know, strain on your back and, you know, being able to carry the burden of only losing one game all season, for instance. You know, you come into a game and, you know, we were expected to get here, and I think that's why we were nervous on Tuesday night. I felt like, you know, if we lost, I think the players thought there would be an underachievement, and now we've come to the last game, and anything can happen in the last game of the season. But yeah, the culture's fabulous at the club, and there's a lot of accountability, and I think amongst the players, amongst the coaching staff, and you can't ask for anything more than that.
Okay, we'll take the next question.
Paul Demel, that equalizer. Two-part question. Number one, do you expect a similar style game to last year? And the second part is, if you don't want that style of game, what can you guys do to prevent that from kind of devolving into what last year turned into?
Well, I don't think we were involved in that style of game last year. We tried to play, you know. I just hope Portland come to play. They didn't last year. Now they're at home, I would think they'll come and play. It was a physical game last year. I think 90% of it was coming from their side of it. We lost 2 players in the first half. Should have been a couple of red cards. I think it was a poor refereeing display last year, and hopefully this year there'll be a stronger ref in the middle. It's going to have to be in this kind of cauldron. So I think we understand that, and you know, they'll be physical, and that's in their nature, so we expect that. But we're going to play like we can play, what got us here, and I think that's really important for our team to know that. And we've talked about it a lot this week and over the last couple of weeks. And you know, when we played Chicago, we said Chicago would have to play at their best to beat us, and they did play at their best, and they were really good, and maybe the better team on the night, but they still didn't beat us, you know. So I feel like we've got a lot of heart and a lot of energy in the group, and we didn't do ourselves justice Tuesday night, so I think the players are looking forward to doing themselves justice. And I hope it's a spectacle. I hope Portland come out and play like they can play. They've got enough quality players to play and make it a, you know, a really great game for everyone.